Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone.
We'll compare image editing between a Samsung Galaxy S25 with Gemini and an iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence to see which performs better. Let's begin the comparison. I've already taken several photos with both the iPhone 16 and Galaxy S20. We'll process these photos through each AI, removing elements from each image. We'll start with simpler tasks and progress to more complex ones. Let's see how each AI performs. For our first test, we'll do something quite simple. As you can see, both phones have almost identical photos. In this case, we'll easily remove the cup on the left. Let's start with the Galaxy S20. This task should be simple since the background is uniform. We'll select the cup on the left. As you can see, the Galaxy S25 makes an almost perfect selection. You're seeing it right there. It even leaves the handles hole free. Now we'll just hit Delete element and see how it does it. Let's click on Generate. It's already detected that we want to remove the cup. And when we click Generate, there it is. As you can see, the image has turned out quite well. You can hardly tell there was a cup there. As you see, it's generated the table background well, and we don't have any blurs or anything. Everything is quite sharp. Now let's do the same operation, but with the iPhone. In the photo, we'll tap Edit, then Clean. Here it detects it'll remove both cups. For now, we'll just remove the left one, which would be this one here. So we tap on it, and as you see, it disappears. What's happening? What's going on? What have you noticed and imagined already? Well, it leaves a smudge-like mark. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly in this area here, but it's a bit blurry. It's not as uniform as what we got earlier with the S. The S25's erasure was much cleaner than the iPhone's. As you can see, the iPhone's effect is noticeable. There's a small smudge there. So, while it does work, you can see it remove the cup. If we hit OK and save the image, you'll see a small blur on that side which might go unnoticed. But if you look closely, you can spot something. Now let's try something a bit trickier in this same photo. Instead of the simple left cup, let's remove the stitch mug behind the laptop. Using the Galaxy S25 and Gemini, we select the mug. Perfect capture. Let's see if it's noticeable. There you have it. He's captured the straight edge of the laptop and the cup. The selection was done quite well. Let's delete the element, regenerate it, and see how the S25 performs. As you can see, it selected it quite well. Now let's see how it turns out. As you can see, the area looks quite good. It's realistic, recreated the background without issues, and from afar, you can't tell there was ever a cup there. It's done a really good job. Now with the iPhone 16, when we tap Clean, it instantly selects the cup. This AI can detect elements we might want to remove. On Samsung, you select them manually. Apple's AI suggests elements to delete automatically. So let's tap on it and see what it does with the cup. Well, it turned out much better than I expected. As you can see, the edges are well defined too. The photo looks quite good. And I have no real complaints about the iPhone here. Interestingly, the easier looking one came out blurrier, while the trickier one turned out much better. Now let's try something a bit harder. I've gone to the display case to remove the Goku Black figure on the right. First, we'll select with the Galaxy S25, which will recreate Goku's leg and the back of the display case. We enter the Galaxy S25's editing mode, trying to select the figure as best we can to see if it captures the whole thing. Alright, I think it caught it pretty well. Let's see if it focuses, and we can see, I think it captured it quite nicely. The figure is almost completely selected. As I said, we'll select to delete it, and it'll have to recreate almost everything behind it. Let's hit Generate and see what the S25 does. It's cool because it doesn't take long. The image generation is actually quite fast. And, well, it has completely erased the figure, as you can see. The result, well, it recreated Goku's leg back there as best it could. it has generated this card behind me too, the part that wasn't visible before. And well, in the display case, he managed to create the little leg we see here with the attachments. He tried, and while Goku's leg looks a bit off, the overall result isn't bad. He succeeded in recreating the entire back part of where the figure was. As you can see, if we look at the original, he simply generated the area that wasn't visible, and in fact, Goku's leg is barely visible, so he generated it based on the other one. So, pretty good job. Now let's do the same with the iPhone 16. We'll hit clean. Not sure what it'll clean here. I think it won't select anything. Right, it doesn't select anything. Let's try to select the figure as best we can. I think on the iPhone it's like this. Let's try to select it this way. Let's see. Okay, it got it. Can you see? It caught it quite well. Oh, it's done already. Okay, the speed is much better, but the result is much worse. In this case, as you can see, it was quite fast, but as you can see, the result is significantly inferior to the S20. As you can observe, well, the leg has vanished and it's ruined the card behind me. In other words, it's done a much worse job in this case. As you can see, the S25, which is the top one, has recreated the background behind it, whereas the iPhone couldn't manage it. It removed the figure. Sure, it's no longer visible anywhere, but what was covered by Goku Black's figure has just been left distorted there, and Goku doesn't even have a leg. In the other case, it recreated the entire leg and left it looking much, much better. Moving on to another example, this time it's more of a landscape where we want to remove these two people here to make it completely clean and people-free. As always, we start with the Galaxy S25, and in this case, we're going to zoom in on the image to select these two individuals. Let's tap on it. It detects the window too. Let's try to exclude the window. We'll just outline the man. Okay, there it selects the man, as you can see. And let's try to select this other man leaning against the wall. There he is. Okay. It detected both men. Let's reduce the image, erase, and generate. It'll generate the S25 image. And here it is. Let's zoom in and see. Well, the result is quite good. If we're told two people were there, it really looks like no one was. It expanded the window behind the man instead of cropping it and simply generated the door. As you see, it did quite well. The S25 is nearly perfect, barely noticeable. Now let's check out the iPhone. We'll go to edit mode, clean up, and see what it does. Let's see if it detects anything. Yep, it selected both men. See? As you can see, there they are. I'm impressed by the iPhone's editing. It's accurately identifying what I want to remove. The AI really works. It missed a small arm. Let's try to grab it. There, it got it perfectly. It's gone. Now let's erase this guy and that one. Phew. Okay, let's erase the other one too then. As you can see, the editing, despite being much faster and seeming to have more intelligence in directly selecting what we want to delete, the results aren't really comparable. Honestly, in this case, I much prefer the image from the S. Now, I'll show you both images. Here they are, and as you can see, the image from the Galaxy S25 is much more realistic than the iPhone's. The iPhone did something weird. It duplicated the wall on this side, added a shelf here, split the door, and even split the window. Basically, the iPhone's generation is a bit messier. True, if we zoom out, it's not obvious. From afar, you can't tell. But if you know what to look for, the S25's editing is better. Let's look at another example. This time, we'll make it seem like there's a free parking spot by removing a car from the parking lot. Let's delete something. For example, let's enter and remove. Let's say we can delete this car, this blue one here. We'll select it. We select the car. It detects it perfectly. That's done super well. The element detection, we click to delete the car. It detects and generates the image. Let's see how it does as a lady was passing by, how it handles the lady's legs. Well, perfect. Very good. You can see from afar it's done quite well. It detected there was a person. It removed the car quite well. And it put the lines of sidewalk. And importantly, you'll see it also removed the shadow. The car's shadow is gone too. So, well, quite good. The S25 recreated it well, and if you told me a car was there, honestly, it doesn't look like it. Now let's do exactly the same with Apple Intelligence. We take the photo, let's hit clean and see what it detects. Okay, it spotted all the cars. Now let's move forward, zoom in, and select this car like before. It's only outlining this car and it'll remove it automatically. There you go, it's removed just that car. As you can see, the finish is quite good. I'm quite pleased with the result. It leaves some areas a bit odd, as you can see. It doesn't match the S25's quality. For instance, it's cut the shadow abruptly, left the sidewalk looking strange. The lines are also a bit off. The S25 did them much better, but still, it has managed to erase the car. From a distance, you might not notice, but if we look closely at what it's done, there are areas that could be much better. I'll show you both images so you can judge for yourselves. As you can see, the Galaxy S25's result looks far more realistic than the iPhone, but hey, the job's done. It erased the car, though some areas look a bit odd or blurry. And finally, let's move on to the last test. In this case, we can remove several things, but I've decided we'll remove the Luffy figure, the one we have here on the left, to complete the peak of the TV and fill in the back area of the furniture. Let's see how it looks. So first, as always, we'll use the Galaxy S25, zoom in a bit to select what we want to remove correctly, and select the entire Luffy figure. Let's see how it does. Well, quite good. It selected it pretty well, so let's hit delete, then generate, and see what the S25 does. It takes a bit longer, I must say. It's slightly slower than the iPhone, which is faster at generating the perfect. It's left me, well, it's created something that doesn't exist, but I guess it wanted to leave some kind of gadget. As I have several items on the furniture right now, let's save the copy. It looks better this way. As you can see, it's left a TV-like box there instead of the figure. The figure's gone, the TV edge is perfect, finished without any issues, and where the figure was, Gemini seems to have detected my cluttered desk and decided to add a device instead of leaving it blank. Lastly, let's do the same thing on the iPhone. We'll go to Photos, Edit, then to the Cleanup tool. It hasn't detected anything yet, so let's zoom in to outline Luffy. It's detected the remote control. We outline everything we want to remove. There we go. It detected the top part, deletes it, okay. It's done a pretty good job. Now for the base, it's done in 2 parts, but that's fine. We select the base, erase it, and let's remove the remote too. As you can see, Apple Intelligence hasn't generated any device here, unlike the S25, which did. And the overall finish isn't as good. You can see it leaves smudges, showing where something was. The image hasn't been cleaned up properly. The TV's tip looks quite good, that part's fine. Removing the figure, especially at the top, was done well, but the base looks a bit off. Alright folks, this was the final test, the last photo, and I can conclude that overall, I prefer the S25 with Gemini for erasing elements from photos, and I think you might too, based on what you've seen. On the plus side, the iPhone with Apple Intelligence is faster at erasing elements. It takes much less time to generate the image than the S25. On the iPhone, as you might have noticed, you tap and get results in about a second or two. The S25 takes a bit longer, with several seconds of wait time for image generation. I prefer the S25's longer process for better results over the iPhone's quicker but less impressive output. Surprisingly, the iPhone handles complex tasks better than simple ones. For instance, the cup and Luffy figure's base, which should have been easy to generate, came out slightly blurry on the iPhone. The S25, however, handled these tasks quickly and effortlessly. In the iPhone's defense, we're using a beta version of Apple Intelligence. It's a beta version just released in Spain. We hope it'll improve and become much more stable in the future. As for the S25, image generation is a bit slower than the iPhone, but overall results are significantly better. So if you're looking for great photo editing, especially removing elements, I'd recommend a Galaxy S25 with Gemini. Well folks, that's it for this video. As always, I hope you found it helpful. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot. Also, subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated. That's all from me. As always, it's been a pleasure. See you in the next video.